Our main story features a narrator, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Camilla Shade.
Hello. Now, this story of Pinocchio, the actual story, is very, very long. Much longer than The Cat and the Mouse. Maybe you know the whole story of Pinocchio? Does anybody know that whole story? What we're going to just tell a part of the story today, not all of it, but the parts of the story that the composer, Michael Gandolfi, really liked. The sections he chose to create a sound picture in your mind's ear of what is happening to Pinocchio, or even what he is feeling. So right now we're going to give you a little preview of how the composer does that. Now the story starts with Geppetto, the woodworker. He has a magic piece of wood, a magic log. He decides to carve a puppet out of it. And while he carves it, the log protests and squirms, but out of it indeed emerges a remarkably boy-like puppet whom Geppetto names Pinocchio. Pinocchio promises Geppetto to behave, to be good, but cannot stop himself from seeking a life of adventure, and so he runs away. Here is what that music sounds like when he makes his escape. Now, can you just feel Pinocchio's panic with that? The next time we see Pinocchio, he has found a guardian angel, the Blue Fairy. The composer describes her sweetness and kindness with this music. You will hear this music many times throughout, whenever the thoughts of the Blue Fairy come into Pinocchio's head. So, okay, Pinocchio already came down a long road of crazy adventures and misfortunes, many of them his own fault, which he quickly tells the Blue Fairy about. But most of all now, he wants to be a real boy. The Blue Fairy will grant him this wish if he can act like a real boy for one day. Well, Pinocchio then makes the mistake of seeking out his constantly in trouble, not-so-good friend, Candleflame, to tell him of the deal he made with the Blue Fairy. Now here, the composer presents a jaunty tune with some lopsided accompaniment to create the picture of Pinocchio skipping along to find Candleflame. Candleflame is a very, very bad influence. Listen to what happens with the music when Candleflame appears. It is Candleflame who convinces Pinocchio to forget about becoming a boy and come with him to Funland. At midnight, they hear a sound. It's the sound of wheels. Those wheels belong to the coach that Candleflame and Pinocchio jump aboard to head for Funland. Funland is where you play all day and never do a lick of work. Sounds like fun. Or does it? So, without telling you the whole story here, I will say that he makes it through Funland and even farther with our orchestra playing him along. The music will lead you to imagine other aspects of the story. So listen for how the music announces the arrival of a very bossy character, how Pinocchio and Candleflame get turned into some long-eared, noisy animals, how the composer makes us feel like we ourselves have arrived at a circus, and what it is like to sink to the bottom of the sea. So, does Pinocchio make it to real boyhood today? Well, I guess you'll have to listen hard to find that out. So, let's all sit back, maybe close your eyes, open your ears. Here's our story of Pinocchio's adventures in Funland.